So, I am doing Huevember this year. This is the first time I've ever done Huevember, so I don't really know what to expect. I am just gonna do weekly videos going through like the first week of Huevember and the second week of Huevember and so on and so forth. So if you don't know, Huevember is a monthly art challenge that you do in the month of November, and every day you do a different hue of the rainbow. And there is a guide, you can find it if you just Google search Huevember, and that is the guide I'm going with. I am not going to be doing any kind of theme or style. It's just going to be whatever comes to mind for that shade of color. So let's get started for day one. So I'm going to be doing this in watercolor this year, and this is just a generic watercolor set that I just got from the store, and it's one of the cheaper brands, so I don't even know if it has like a specific reputation or anything. Probably not, but that's all I have actually, so we're just gonna make it work. So I think I'm just gonna flesh out the shapes, the basic shapes first, and then I'm gonna go back in to refine any of the lines or details or shading that needs to be adjusted. So I'm sure you guys can tell already that I am drawing a snail. I found this really amazing picture of a snail online, and I really wanted to capture the shade of green. So since October is done now, I'm kind of wondering how many of you guys did Inktober. I tried to do Inktober. I did it last year fairly successfully, and this year I was doing pretty strong for the first week and a half, and then I fell off the Inktober wagon. I'm just using an eyedropper tool here to fill my dried up pans with some water. I really want to get away from doing time-lapse art, because personally I don't really watch other people's time-lapse art. I don't find it as entertaining as the ones in which they talk about the art as they go. So that is kind of what my goal is, but as I'm doing this, I'm really kind of struggling with like what to say. Like, what do you guys want to hear? I don't know. I know when I watch other art YouTubers, they always, it seems, I know it's probably not the case, but it seems to come so naturally for other people, and I just don't have that. I wish that I don't know, could talk to myself, but to you guys a little bit more naturally. Maybe that'll come just with practice, or maybe I just don't feel like I have much to say. Maybe you guys could let me know if there's something specific that you guys would be interested in me talking about. What kind of videos would you guys like to see from me? I'm not the best artist by a long shot, and I'm maybe not the most entertaining booktuber. I'm definitely not supernatural with vlogging, but I would like to try a bit more before I just throw up my hands and say, oh, I'm not good at this, I can't do this. So yeah, help me out maybe. Let me know the kinds of videos you like to watch, maybe also lengths of videos. Are you more inclined to watch like an under 5-minute video, or do you like when they're a little bit more substantial and they go like 10-15 minutes, or do you really like to like watch YouTube instead of like television, and you like them to be like long more substantial content. And then I can take your feedback and figure out a new approach for 2020. So we will just leave it here for now as it dries. Day 2. I have sketched up just a very rough sketch of a stack of macarons because, to be honest, this color that I'm working on for day 2 was a challenge. I couldn't think of anything that would suit it, and even the macarons I don't think really suit the color that well, but I didn't know what else to do. So it is what it is, I guess. I do want to leave a highlight in here. So I was pretty inspired by, I think the channel is Halala, or Halayla. I'll leave her channel link down below. I was really inspired by her Inktober because she actually did a video a day, which was pretty cool. I wanted to give it a shot to do a video a day, and it was my original plan, but the first few days just got away from me, and therefore I decided I'm not going to stress about it, I'm not going to give up, I'm just going to do what I can with the time that I still have. So I was a few days in, I was going to just post whatever days I had done and just let it be what it was. But instead of doing that, I have decided to do weekly videos. All of you watercolorists that are watching are probably screaming at me like, do this, don't do this, why did you do this? Taking another risk, guys. I kind of liked this really, really deep green that I mixed up for the dark shadows. And I'm kind of going in. I'm doing it. See, this is something I gotta learn. Like, when are you overworking a piece and adding stuff that doesn't need to be there? And when are the additions a good thing? I really should have left some reflection on the filling too, but I didn't. You know, I think I'm going to leave it. I think I want to keep it as is. I think it is the right shade for Huevember. I think it's a day 2 color. So this is my final look at the macarons. Day 3 is quite a yellow color with a hint of green. As you can see, we are shifting out of the greens now into yellow, but we aren't full yellow just yet. So I just noticed that I haven't been talking much in this one, which is something I was wanting to work on. So what could we talk about? We could talk about her hair. I think her hair is getting a little too golden. Like, this is the color I want to go for, but I also don't really want everything on this piece to be that color, which, I don't know, maybe that's conflicting with the idea and the purpose of the challenge. I don't really know, but how can we build it up? I guess we can build up the tones by bringing in greens in her hair. Okay, so I really want to make these holes in the mask like a black, but if I do it black, then it's gonna look very weird with everything else being the tones that they are. So I guess I will start with like maybe a gray and then go from there. Maybe I can add some of the green tones into the gray. Perhaps that could work. Let's give it a shot. So, realistically, not that this is a realistic piece at all, But realistically, there would be like a shadow, like her face would be in the shadow of the mask. But I am not confident enough to give that shadow, and I feel like if I were to just put some kind of shadow in here, it would just make it look yucky because I am not skilled or confident in that area. So, as unrealistic as it is, not that this piece is realistic, I'm gonna leave it. Okay, so I'm gonna want to do some finishing touches on day 3. I have some detailing in the mask to do, and then the stick, and then I think I might go in with a little bit more shading. Maybe. I think I will. I don't know if you guys struggle with this in your art as well, but you always want to produce art that's better than your skill level. And so this is where my current skill level is at, though I would like to be better, I guess. So that's what art is all about, practicing and getting better. So thank you for watching day 3. Welcome to day 4. I've got my coffee here, ready to go. I've got my sketch prepared. And I'm really excited to get into all things yellow. I get to focus on the pure yellow. I don't have to mix it with green anymore, which is pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to just being yellow. I know flipping the piece of art is kind of distracting, especially if you're doing time lapse. So I try not to turn the art, but I'm just feeling like I need to today. So I apologize if that's distracting to you. Now I want to deepen the yellow so that I can get in some of these shadows. I think I'll take the gray from yesterday and mix it in with some of this yellow. And just as I suspected, I do feel like these highlights should not be stark white. And so I will go over the highlights with this light wash as well. And I'm really liking it. I don't know if it's too subtle. I don't know what kind of deeper details I should add to make it more, I don't know, bold, I guess. There's something kind of missing. And I'm just gonna see what I can do with a little bit more yellow pigment. But I know that the macarons from a couple days ago, those really benefited from a little extra work and a little extra dimension. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm going to leave it there. And that is the piece for today. All right, so day 5. We are on a yellowy with a tint of orange now. I'm being bold, I think, and I want to add a bit more of this true orange into the piece. Just ever so subtly. So, my butterfly has now dried, and I am ready to tackle the black. I think the brush pen was a smart choice because I'm able to get this variation of line weight for the black edges. I really don't want to push the orange tones anymore because it is still supposed to be a mostly yellow piece. but there's so much variation in the butterfly itself, and just to like bring these black pieces into the image a bit more, that's the part where I am struggling. This is the only other white pen I have. It is a paint pen, but it like spills a lot. So what I like to do is I like to spill a little pool, and it will stay active and usable for a short amount of time before it dries. So what is your go-to art utensil, I guess, like a pen or liner? I'm quite enjoying the way that this white detailing is looking on the wings. Kind of really pulling it together nicely. Just shows the artistry of God, because he knew how to temper that look, that harsh black with the I mean, the real monarchs are more orange than this, but the light color with the black, just really cool. We're all learning from God's artistry every time we look at nature or look at humans for inspiration. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, welcome to day 6. Day 6 is an orange, which I am happy about. It's not a really deep orange, but it is like more of a true orange. So what do you guys think of when you think of orange? Like, is it the fruit? What is it? Maybe a basketball or something? I had a couple of things come to mind. One of them I'm doing tomorrow because it's a deeper orange, so I'm not going to tell you what that one is. You'll have to keep watching to see what I came up with for tomorrow. I had thought of like the fruit, but since I did lemon for yellow, I didn't want to be so obvious. I would actually recommend Huevember and Inktober to any artists. It's really fun, and just keep in mind not to put a lot of pressure on yourself. If you don't make it through, that's totally fine. Any art that you produce in an attempt to keep in with a challenge is a piece of art that you wouldn't have had without the challenge. So even if you get one piece of art out of a challenge, then it was worth it. So I just wanted to do some last minute detailing on this girl because I'd like to see some definition in her teeth. Kind of feel like definition with teeth is always like a risky thing, because it can make your character look like evil or scary or whatever, and that may not be your intention. I also have a lot of book content on my channel, so how many of you guys are here for the art? Ooh, I'll do a poll. So up in the right hand corner of the screen, you'll see a little I, little letter I. Click on that, and I will have a poll asking, what is your favorite content on my channel? Is it the art or the books? And maybe I'll have a third option, and it will be other. So like any other kind of lifestyle things, DIYs. I did a diet video one time. So anything like that. Let me know in the poll and in the comments down below what you prefer. So I have finished the ribbing on her sweater. I quite like it, and we're gonna call this one done. So I'll see you tomorrow. Welcome to day 7, you guys. On our way to finishing the first week of Huevember. Pretty excited that we've made it a week and we're still going. I don't know how strong we're going, but we're going. I'm starting with the lightest tone so that I can work my way into the deeper tones and into the shadows. Use some of the water on the brush to move this pigment around. Blend it out a little. Burnt orange. Okay. So I know he's got some really dark markings here on his face, under his eyes. We'll go like right in here, where his paw bends, and then back here where his leg is in the shadows behind him. This is all behind him. First of all, going to go through and darken with like a black some of the areas, not all, but some of the areas that will be black. And that is only because some of the lines are a little fuzzy. They're not like so clear. And that is kind of on the back here. This is taken from a photograph. The stripes from his back that are further away from the lens of the camera are a little bit more blurred out, so they're not going to be crisp. Ready to start the black markings. Now is the scary part, because now is when it all could go downhill very, very fast. This is what we've got for day 7. Alright, so just to recap, this is day 1, this was day 2, this, day 3, this, day 4, this was day 5, this was day 6, and this, day 7. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I'll get around to doing Huevember week 2, and have a lovely day.